up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. This podcast is presented by Microsoft 365 Copilot. Before we get into today's episode, we need to remind you of the thing that is keeping everyone's lives organized right now, and that is Microsoft 365 Copilot.
The world moves fast, your workday moves even faster. Pitching products, drafting reports, analyzing data. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI assistant for work built into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and all your other Microsoft 365 apps that you use, helping you quickly write, analyze, create, and summarize so you can cut through the clutter, make the path to your best work Monday. You just want to get organized, coming off of a holiday. There's maybe a time off. I believe there's spring breaks are happening soon around this time. So it's like you want to make sure you're really being as efficient as possible so you can enjoy all the other time. And Microsoft 365 Copilot will do that for you when you open up your laptop Monday morning. You got all those emails to go through. It'll help you summarize, go through it so you can really just start the week off strong.
Exactly. And you can learn more at Microsoft.com/M365 Copilot. Happy Monday, everybody. You know, it's been a lot of holidays over the weekend, Easter, Passover. How was everyone's weekend?
Weekend was lovely.
Amazing.
Got to went out to Long Island for a little Easter celebration. Saturday was beautiful, you know, at least Saturday morning, then it kind of went down. A tough weather day for Easter Sunday. Not so nice. But other than that, everything was delightful. Yummy food, good company. Yeah, it's lovely.
Happy to hear it.
It was good. And then back to the city Sunday night. Because, you know, when I got Olive going back and forth, she can't be on the train during the busiest commutes.
No. Gotta get her back Sunday night.
Gotta get her back Sunday night.
Noah, how about you?
It was good. Went back home for both holidays.
I was going to say,
both.
do you do a collab?
Yeah, I kind of missed Passover, honestly, because we had the Boston show, and then I wasn't going to go back. But Passover technically lasts, I should hit up that rabbi from...
8 days, isn't it?
Yeah, my dad said that, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize it was 8. I was like, 8 days, you know, that kind of reminds me of Hanukkah, 8 crazy nights. But I guess there's a lot of 8s in the Jewish world. I'm clearly not, caught up on everything.
You really should have been listening to him more.
Went home, saw the family. My mom I saw a funny tweet that was like, yes, I'm 23, and yes, my mom still makes me an Easter basket. And I was like, I'll just cross out the 23 and write 30.
Yeah.
My mom made my dad an Easter basket.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
Look, there's some people that will do it forever. And there's some people that are now, you age out of it.
Yeah, we're never aging out of it.
Yeah, that's fine. There's, I had a time where we definitely didn't. And then now, my mom will send us something, which is always very nice.
Yeah.
But it depends on the year.
It does.
It depends on the year. Sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't.
Same. My parents didn't send me shit. But
so yeah.
I will say though.
But sometimes when you go home, you're like, it's a surprise. You're like, oh, you did the basket this year.
My in-laws sent us stuff. I'm gonna have to tell my parents that.
Oh,
they're gonna be jealous. No, I'm kidding. But both Matt and I's parents were in Florida, so we kind of had, and then our siblings were with their
in-laws.
Husband, wives, families. So Matt and I were like, you know what, why don't we do a nice Easter at home? I made chicken piccata. It was delicious. Saw my friends Saturday night. Friend and I went to a fun party on Thursday night, which was a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The party was so much fun, but my God, it was maybe the worst. Honestly, I'm ready to say worst hangover of my life.
The hangover's been hitting you hard.
I'm old.
No.
I can't do it anymore.
I said, the fun's over. I made Fran do a bunch of shots, and now she'll never do them again.
Here's the thing.
I actually was concerned because on Friday morning, I did not hear from her until 1:30 p.m. And I was like, wait, I'm
I
actually
couldn't even look at my phone.
I was getting concerned that I hadn't heard from her because we had met a lot of people Thursday night.
No, I was
that we've never met before. Like
No, there was
Alex
so much to
Earl,
debrief.
Like there was so much to debrief.
So much to debrief.
And I'm like, where is she?
I felt so terrible. I couldn't even look at my phone. I honestly, and I'm lying on the couch and going, I want to talk about it, but it's not worth looking at my phone. Like it's not worth the vertigo I will get from looking at my phone. And it was just a mix of everything. Unfortunately, I couldn't keep one thing down. It was like, and you're on the whole shots train these days.
I've always been a shots girl.
You have been a shots girl,
it,
but
like, just
more so recently.
Right. I'm just like, well, it's when you meet people for the first, and it's easy to be like, let's go grab a shot together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the entry point for me. So Nina Dobrev, let's go do a shot together. Alex Earl, let's go do a shot together.
Here's the thing. I can't really do.
I just name dropped so much.
Yeah, you did that.
No, but I had to.
Sick party.
I know. I had to get my point across of why.
No.
Hey, this is better than Marty Supreme. At least you talk to people this time.
I know.
Well, my God, she was going
talking
up
to everybody.
I said, look at her go. I said, my little chick. She's got a full blown chicken.
Yeah. Her and Matt looked at each other and said, "Oh my God, we're so proud of her." Because I had no fear.
Matt and I looked at each other's eyes for a second. We were like, we're so proud of her.
Yeah.
Because she was looking at people. She was like, oh my God, that's so-and-so. I'm going to go introduce myself. I went, oh my God.
Well, yes, I remember it started, Patrick Ta was there.
Yes.
And loved Patrick Ta's makeup. And I tapped Fran, I said, that's Patrick Ta. Should I go tell him I love his makeup?
She was like, I'm wearing his blush right now.
I'm wearing it right now. She goes, yeah, go do it. I said, okay, I'll go do it. And then that kind of was like, I kind of told myself, I learned from the Marty Supreme party story.
Yeah.
Where I was like, there's no story to be had if you don't talk to anybody.
Talk to anyone. That's
so.
Yeah.
Well, we had a pretty long story.
We did have a long story of not talking to anybody.
Yes.
So this time around, I was like, you know what? Even if it doesn't go well, there's a story to be had of like, I talked to this person and it did not go well. But it went great every time, quick.
No. Exactly.
Exchanges.
And everybody was so lovely. And like, here's the thing. You could take a shot. You could rip just like a vodka shot with like a maybe a little chaser or something. You're good.
And we do talk about me being a lightweight, but with shots I can do it.
Yeah, I can't do it. Like I need.
Why? Like the taste?
All the things.
Doesn't
like it
sit
makes
right.
me. Like it just makes me want to gag and die. And
That's how I feel about tequila shots. But
Same.
So when we are doing it, then I'm like, well, make me some sort of like mixed shot situation. Then we're getting the sugar in the mix of it all, and then that doesn't sit right with me. And it was just perfect storm. One too many. Friday, I was dead to the world.
Yeah, I actually was concerned. I literally texted Joe. I was like, is she alive?
How late were you guys out?
Well, not that late.
Not
that late.
No.
Did not matter. To be honest, I was in a trance. I kept repeating myself because Joe did not know what to do with me. He was like, I don't know how to help you right now because now you're starting to scare me that something's really wrong. He's like, is this just a really bad hangover or something else? And I was just on the couch going, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like, I can't eat. I can't drink. I can't do anything. I finally was able to hold down 3 crackers. And I was just like, this is... He was like, I'm not sure. Because he kept being like, you got to drink your Pedialyte, drink the... And I'm like, I can't.
I know. And then I kind of realized I felt like it was all my fault because I had checked my credit card the next morning and realized how much money I spent at an open bar.
Yeah.
It was free.
How?
It was free drinks.
Tip?
But I kept buying shots for everybody.
The shots.
Oh, you had to
it was an
buy
open
the
bar where
shots.
It was an
you
open
can't
bar,
get
but
shots.
they don't do shots. So I was like, no, shots. And I just was like, for everybody.
To be honest, I do have a memory of the second time around and me glancing over at the screen for you to pay, and I went, whoa.
I know, and honestly, like someone should have stopped me. Like, Matt was talking to a
left
couple
after
of
that.
athletes there that, like, we were all mixing and mingling with everybody. So when I was left to my own devices at the bar, I'm like,
I know.
At one point, Nina Dobrev said to me, "I don't want to do a shot." I said, "Well, you're doing it."
Yeah,
and I became a monster that night. So
yeah,
I did apologize to Fran,
and she's right that it probably changed me for life. So
I know, and then that was a bummer
That's
to me
it.
because I was like, we had so much fun though.
no, it was so much fun, but my God, never again. Never again.
Never again will she do a shot with me.
It is up in the air if that ever happens again.
Yeah, a couple months from now, you need to let it rest for a little bit.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Like, don't expect me in nothing's when we go to Minneapolis. Forget it.
No, not
Oh,
happening.
come on, it's a Thursday.
Well,
No.
because
It's gonna be there.
We do a little behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Green room action. We'll usually do like one shot before the show. It's
And
like a group.
by the time we do that one shot, we always do a
Noah and them are already.
No. We don't do like crazy. It's more of like a tradition at this point.
Yeah, it's a tradition. We're like,
Yeah.
oh,
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Oh, let's all like. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that's
yeah.
normal.
Yeah,
We'll all do
yeah,
a little something
yeah.
before the show. Fran's gonna look at me and go,
No. Nope.
not happening.
Not happening. I had to all weekend long. I mean, my mother-in-law is making these gorgeous Aperol spritzes. I was like, keep that shit away from me. That is the devil's drink.
Hey,
Poison!
Made for a good story though.
Yeah, no. Hey, and we had
a
so
hell
much
of a
fun.
time. We
And when I
did.
could finally come back to life Saturday morning and like laugh about it, Joe was like, "That was a really fun party." I was like, "Yeah, it was."
Yeah, it was. Shout out Sophie Julia. Great
Yeah.
time.
Great time. She knows how to throw a party. She really does.
she
And
really
it was,
does.
It was a fun time. And yes, we were being little social butterflies, and we had an absolute blast.
I texted Fran. So Fran and Joe left because Joe had to work the next morning.
Yeah, Joe had to work, and we had left. Like Olive had been by herself for quite some time.
And we didn't leave too much after
Yeah.
Fran and Joe. But I texted Fran after she left. I said, "Wait." I was like, "Don't go. Like, we're having so much fun." And she was like, "I know." And I said, "Wait, sneak out." Like, what? I read back the text the next morning. I'm like, why was I telling Fran to sneak out of her apartment to come back to the party that me and Matt are still at?
and yeah, I looked at my phone. By the time I picked up my phone and saw like 100-something text messages from all, and I was like, I went like this. I was like, I just clicked the most recent one, which was the group chat of the four of us.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not okay. And then I just put my phone back down. And it wasn't like, because I had sent a Snapchat to my girl group, and all my girlfriends were like texting in the morning being like, "Oh my God, Fran, like how was the party? It looked like so much fun, blah, 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 blah." And I just didn't answer them. Like I was like, I can't talk to you about
No,
this.
we honestly just know we had a damn good time, but I cannot discuss.
Cannot.
Yes, but
Cannot discuss.
Definitely learned from the mistake of the past of being at a party and not introducing yourself to anybody.
Yeah.
Because
And here's
why
the thing,
not?
that the whole reason we wanted, like, the whole reason that they're even throwing those kinds of parties is for everybody to meet and mingle and network and make connections and all these things. And that's why I was like, because we had a long week, we had a show and all these things, and I think we're running on a lower battery than usual. But both of us were like, we should really go to this party because there's going to be fun people there, and it's good to talk to everybody and, be like, Nina Dobrev made a joke. She's like, you guys are never out of the office. Yeah. And I went, fuck. She's so right.
And Fran goes, we're so much better out of the office.
She was like, you guys are out of the office.
I've never seen you guys out of the office. We're like,
Why do I never see you guys at the club?
Yeah. Why are you always at the office?
Why are you guys always at the office?
Yeah, I was like,
why are we always at the office?
This is us outside the office. No, it was funny though. But yeah, to like try to get people to come on the show and
yes, it's good to
things
make
like
those
that.
connections and talk to people and we had a blast. So
Yes,
well
we
worth
did.
it.
Well worth it. All right, we're going to get into the rest of the show. We have a great interview with Camila Morrone,
Yes.
which we will discuss with her how that's how you say her last name.
Go Marone. You could go Marone.
Morrone, which I thought it was. And, but she is so great. And
love her.
I really have been a fan of her for a long time. it was, and we talked about it with her a little bit, like back when her and Hailey Bieber were posting together and how much they look alike and the whole thing. So we talk about that with her. And also something very bad is going to happen. Talk about it during Weekly Watch Report. Watch the whole thing this weekend. And then we will discuss more Mormon wives drama. Why is Jessi with Marciano? What the heck is going on there? We got more Summer House stuff. Carl and Lindsay reunite because Carl's a mess. And then
Carl's a mess.
New Love Island couple alert. Tyrique and Samie. Samie wins Love Island.
Yeah.
And a month later,
she's with Tyrique.
Yep. And we have Weekly Watch Report. So let's get into it. We've been loving our Friday Energy RumHaven cocktail at our shows, especially this last one coming up. You know that we're going to be loving the Friday Energy RumHaven cocktail. And you guys have been loving them too. Coming up to us at the meet and greets after the show to be like, I am loving RumHaven. And right now, the world is too loud, it's too filtered, it's too fake. But not here and not with us. RumHaven is where the noise fades and the real comes out. Where you can unbutton your expectations and sip on what's true and what's natural. One taste of pure cane sugar and real coconut water will let you feel the difference. Because in this space, you can be real with yourself, your friends, and that's where RumHaven comes into play. So open up a bottle, lose the small talk, and find the good vibes. Because the moments aren't fake, they're simply real with RumHaven, made for real. We have moved quickly past the Jessi and Chase saga of it all.
Yeah.
Because we are now on the Jessi and Marciano saga part 2. What's going on?
I don't know.
They're posting on social together. Jessi had posted a TikTok where she grabs a man's arm and you don't see who it is. And everyone was in the comments being like, this better not be Marciano. It is in fact Marciano. Harry Jowsey was posting being like, guys, let me know what's going on. Marciano posted videos of them together. So everyone's like, what the fuck is happening? Is this all to get the cameras back up? But reports have come out that they're trying to get the girls to film again and they don't want to. So I don't know what the fuck is happening. And if
I don't believe that.
And Jessi and Marciano, they have to be like promoting something, right? Because you can't tell me that Jessi is jumping to Marciano to date him, right?
No.
There's other guys out there. Chase and Marciano are not the only 2 guys to exist on the planet. Yeah. You know the 3 guys who exist right now? West Wilson, Chase, and Marciano. That's the 3 guys in this world.
Yikes.
Everyone's taking a spin.
Damn.
Sorry. That was inappropriate.
And you know what?
I didn't mean it. But you know, like, that's what's going on.
Yeah. And here's the thing, like, they're all nonstop talking still. Like, Chase just went on Harry Jowsey's podcast, which, my God, I can't get myself to listen to.
No.
You know, like, I want to know what he says, but I'll have to read some sort of summary of sorts. Mm-hmm. But it's like, they're all, their own side gigs are all kind of profiting off this situation. It's like, oh, Harry Jowsey's found himself in the middle of all this Mormon wives drama. So he's like, come on the podcast, do this, do that. So now everyone wants to go on Harry Jowsey's podcast to talk about this stuff. And I guess Chase is like not technically, like, I wonder if he has to get any of this shit approved or it's just like willy-nilly Chase can do whatever he wants. Because my God, give me any of the girls in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? Mm-hmm. But it just seems like behind the scenes, they're all talking and there's a lot happening, but the cameras are not going up. And yes, I did see a rumor that was like, they may have to just put out a short amount of episodes that they've already filmed because they may not have enough for like the full season, but they still need to put something. I don't know. It's very confusing to me because I'm like, why post on TikTok all like the way that they are and not just film? I don't know. I'm sure that the TFP stuff is like deeper and there's more to that they all know and maybe don't want to talk about on camera, or they think that they would have to talk about it on camera, so that's why they don't want to do it. Because I wonder if it's like, hey, we'll come back to film, but we don't want to talk about that stuff at all. And they're like, well, no, you would have to. Like, I wonder what that whole situation would look like. And maybe they're afraid because if you look at her like comments, the girls are in her comments being very, supportive of her and all of things like that. So it's like, I don't know, maybe they're also sort of afraid of public perception and Jessi was doing some sort of photo shoot for her own brand. And it seemed like Marciano was there. So that's where you go, you head scratch. It's like, oh, well, she's doing a photo shoot. She's promoting something. Does this get everybody talking because Marciano's there?
Yes, because we're talking about it.
And we're talking about it because everybody's like, this can't be a thing.
No.
It can't be a thing.
It can't be. I really want Jessi to come in here. We can talk to her, but I don't know what the restrictions are because there have been times where we have tried to get guests on this show, or, specifically Mormon wives, and, they kind of keep them under wraps until the season airs and all that. But right now I feel like it's up in the air. So who knows?
Yeah, I don't know what rules they have right now.
I do feel like they are marketing something with Marciano and Jessi, and that's the point of this, because I cannot wrap my head around Jessi actually dating Marciano. I feel like that's like a big old mess as well.
Can't be.
But on top of that, Dakota has now been edited out of Vanderpump Villa, they reported.
Yes.
Which, only fair, I feel like, if we're going to be...
Yeah. Someone call Hog Scooper.
Right. It's like I don't know what's going on with that. I keep seeing clips. Is that show out?
No, I think out this week, maybe, or next week.
There's like clips that keep coming out.
Steamy clip of Joe and Serena. Do you see that one?
No, I just saw the one of Anna Delvey sitting there looking miserable as they all sing and dance in the locker room.
This was Joe and Serena just going at it.
Oh.
Yeah. I said, okay.
Alex was like, you better show us something on this show.
Okay.
It's out today.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Noon Eastern.
Noted.
First episode.
Noted. Yeah, so they edited Dakota out of Vanderpump Villa. I feel like that's fair. And
yeah.
I'm just wondering if the show is going to pick back up, because I feel like they could pick back up without Dakota and Taylor.
Yeah.
Like, we do not need them to continue on with this show.
I don't think so. That's
Jessi's giving us more than enough at this point.
Yeah.
But yet we're going to get a solo show with Jen and Zach?
I know. You know what made me audibly groan when I saw the clip? Did you see this one of Demi and Gleb dancing?
Oh my God.
I went, oh,
and here we go.
No.
Here we go.
I went, of course.
It just was like a classic matchup.
I went, oh my God, of course. Yeah, I don't know. It's so interesting to me because I think Lisa Vanderpump was quoted saying that it was pretty easy to sort of wipe him out of it because they have so many people in and out of the villa, like for the whole season. They probably had a little bit of a storyline. And we know from this season of Mormon Wives, it's like, Dakota goes and hooks up with somebody and blah, blah, blah. So it's like, just scrap the whole thing. Just scrap him meeting whatever girl and hooking up.
In
and
London,
like just,
right?
Yeah. And not include it. So they didn't. And I just, it's tough because some of these clips from this Unwell Games, I'm intrigued, but I really don't want to watch Dakota. I really, really don't.
I'm with you. I feel like we'll just see the clips on TikTok and whatever, and that'll be it.
Yeah.
You know?
So, yeah, I think that made sense. I know that Taylor has been posting a bit more on social, again, sharing how she's feeling right now. I saw reports that maybe she was on a trip with her older children. So I'm not quite sure what the timeline of events is here as far as the police reports go on and what happens with that. Because I know that maybe there's a court date and things of all that sort. So I don't know. I don't know how that's all going to play out, but it really does feel crazy to me that we are seeing Jessi, Marciano, Chase, everybody's talking, or I guess not talking, hinting, posting, and they're not filming the rest of the season.
We kind of just got to connect the dots via TikTok, I guess.
Know.
Moving on to more Summer House, I think everyone was shocked.
Carl's a mess.
Carl's a mess. Carl is a mess. And what are we going to do about it? Carl is a mess, and he reunited with Lindsay. That just shows how much of a mess he really is, that they reunited to film an ad together, and it was perfect. I mean, Lindsay Hubbard, PR genius.
Yeah.
Probably made some calls, said, listen, I'm going to reunite with Carl
Yeah.
for an ad. I'm going to pay the big bucks and we're going to get this shit rolling. Because instantly everyone saw this and was like, this is perfect.
Yeah, I wonder if they already had something set up because Uber Eats is a sponsor for them. So I wonder if they already had like a scheduled post that needed to go up. But when all this happens, it's like, well, how do we just like post an ad that has nothing to do with everything that's going on and whatnot? And Lindsay joked that she had to unblock Carl for this to put the video up.
To collab.
She like hands him a tissue. She's like, "Is this soft enough for you?" It's a masterpiece as far as putting out an ad in this situation. I know that there is some discourse around like, do you profit off of a scandal like this when it's your friend? Because Paige and Hannah were very clear when they put their Giggly Squad episode out. It was like they talked about it very briefly, and it was like, we're not here to profit off our friends' trauma, heartbreak, everything that's happening right now for Sierra. Did give us a little tidbit of Paige being like, yeah, our group chat is popping off. It is the best one out there to be in. I was like, yeah, so fair. But they just showed their support for Sierra and it was like not really digging into any details or discussing anything that would be inappropriate or giving too much information. Like she said, quote unquote, profiting off their friend. Grant, it is in a podcast episode, but it's not putting out a whole ad that's obviously surrounding around this situation. So I wonder how all that comes to life. Is Uber Eats like, hey, we have to do this ad anyway? What do you guys think? Lindsay's like, boy, do I have an idea for you.
Well, I feel like maybe Sierra's fine with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I think that there is discourse around that,
Yeah.
but we don't know that
We don't know if Sierra
not
didn't
like,
say
yeah,
do
guys,
it.
go for
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Because listen, a lot of times people work through things with humor, right?
Yeah.
And a very shitty, messy situation, jokes can be made by the people around them because I'm sure Sierra is like, yeah, the Carl's a mess thing is funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, although, yes, that doesn't take away her being heartbroken and upset. I feel like maybe they would like okay it with her,
Yeah.
I don't know. We don't know the behind
We don't
the scenes
know.
of
We
that.
don't know at all. That's what everyone was talking about there. And you always find people arguing in the comments, which cracks me up because people speak like they know for sure. Comments like, well, obviously they got this approved by Sierra. It's like, well, it's not obvious. We don't know.
Well, when Sierra posted the "Your Friends and Neighbors" ad, she made a joke in the caption,
Yes.
and everyone, and it was like a nod to that.
Yeah,
as
but it's her
well.
own
No, but I'm saying
scandal.
that's her own making a
Yes.
joke about it. So I'm wondering, so I could see a world in which she would be okay with some people.
Yeah.
Like leaning into the joke and that being Carl and Lindsay just because they have had such a tumultuous relationship that for them to come together would be like funny,
I mean, Jesse Solomon commented was like, this is what's going to get you guys
right
to be like friends again.
Everyone's going to band together.
Yeah.
For Sierra and Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle and Amanda were seen doing a dog exchange. They gotta
Use the use.
They gotta exchange.
They gotta
the
take
dogs,
care of the dogs.
Which I'm like them breaking up the dogs.
I'm not quite
upsets
sure
me.
what their custody plan is.
Right.
Eventually,
Going
that
forward.
doesn't work. It's
Right.
like you see this happen with so many couples and real people we know in real life. It's like who gets the dog, and people try and do these dog custody situations.
No, but when it's two dogs and
one
you
gets one,
separate the dog, it's
I know.
Annie and Hallie, the Parent Trap.
I know.
You can't separate siblings.
I'm with you.
You know what I mean? They're gonna want to find their way back.
That's why
they're gonna meet each other at summer camp and try to find each other back.
When Caitlin Bristow and Jason broke up, it was like, well, the one thing they were adamant about was like not separating the dogs. So it was like Keelan had the dog sometimes, Jason had the dog sometimes. And guess what? Eventually that ended because it didn't work anymore and Jason got his own dog. Like that's just the way it works. I don't know what will happen here. Right now, Amanda probably needs some help with taking care of the dogs. So it's like Kyle is going to take the dogs for right now, or at least one dog. I don't know, but they have.
Right.
It seems like for the last X amount of time, I'm at least over the holidays, because remember over Christmas, everyone was like, why does Kyle have one dog in Vermont? So
I just don't know how long this can go on for. It can't go on forever.
No, it can't go on forever. It can't.
You could do that with kids. I don't think you could do it with pets.
No, it can't. And it's what always happens is that new relationships start, new people come into the mix. Then you're like, you really got to be switching back and forth with the dogs and the whole thing. They've always kind of felt like Amanda's dogs. So I would think that would be the way that it goes, but you never know. You never know what level it's going to be. But they're being followed around everywhere. Kyle was spotted out and about all weekend in New York, perhaps had some late nights, it seemed. Lindsay was arguing in the comments of a Dumas post that she was at Zero Bond, yapping about how ready she is for the reunion, and then she got activated because she said that wasn't true.
It's not what she said. She said she was excited for it to be over.
Yes, she was asked about it very briefly. She was not talking about it the whole time. She was chasing Jem around the whole time.
Wes is out sunbathing somewhere.
I wonder how that went for him. He had to go to Phoenix for the women's Final Four.
People were so pissed because he was spotted just like tanning by the pool. And everyone was like, this man should not be relaxing by the pool. Ciara was out and about in the city. So yeah, they're being spotted everywhere right now. And obviously everyone's keeping tabs because we want to know when the reunion's filmed, because Lindsay said the reunion is not being filmed April 15th. So now we want to know, what is the date? What is the date of the reunion being filmed?
Just tell us.
Someone let us know.
Like, what's the point of keeping it a secret, you know? Just tell us when they're filming the reunion.
So people don't show up outside of where they filmed reunions, because I feel like that would happen.
They'll find it out. They'll find it somehow.
Someone's gonna find out.
But Kyle's being stopped in the street every day by men with cameras.
Yeah,
he's giving 20-minute interviews.
Yeah, Kyle might as well come here and sit down, but probably not allowed. But he could talk to anybody on the street.
He can talk to anybody on the street. So I don't know. Yeah, it's all we know is it's not April 15th.
It's not April. It could be April 14th.
It could be.
But it's not April 15th.
April 15th. So how many, and we don't even know like how many more episodes in the season we have. They could be filming later because there's more episodes left. We just watched what episode?
I can't even keep track at this point.
11 or 12?
Oh,
no, it can't be that high yet, is it? Summer House episodes, season 10. We just watched episode 9. Is the one that just came out.
Episode 9. So how many are in the whole season? 11 or 12?
Season 9 had 15 episodes before the reunion.
Did they add one extra, or that was just added on to the finale?
Season 8 had 15 episodes.
Holy shit. So
season 7 had 15 episodes. So we're
far out.
Do we have 6 episodes left?
They might not be filming the reunion until the end of April at this point.
Yeah, right? Because normally they don't do it. But here's the thing, Bravo, like, film it now. Film it when like
the heat's on.
The heat is on.
Right. If you film it
when people are amped up. This is what happens. This is why we complain every year about the Love is Blind reunion. They film it a year later and everyone's like, yeah, we're over it. Like, it's like, right. Yeah, 8 months ago we had drama and I was pissed. But now 8 months have passed and I don't really care anymore.
Yeah, they got to film it ASAP. Andy did post, my team is getting ready for the Summer House reunion. Send your questions.
Yeah, they got to be filming it soon.
Could be this week. No, it's not this week.
No. But get them in there and start filming. Yeah, I wonder if we're just going off of the past 3 seasons and if they're still sticking to that like 15 episode season, that's 6 more episodes before a reunion.
God,
that's too many.
We're gonna watch the reunion in June.
God, shit. Yeah. Which is so crazy because then it's like, oh, you're going back to the house like in 3 weeks. You know,
if they do.
Well, granted, they film it obviously earlier than when it airs, but
who knows?
Yeah, if they do. Yeah, is this the end? Well, Kyle will be going back if
excuse me. Kyle will be there.
Kyle will be there if they're ready.
And Carl will be there a mess. DraftKings is changing the game right now with Flex Spins. New and exclusive to DraftKings Casino, Flex Spins lets you choose how to use your spins across more than 100 slots, so the power of play is in your hands. Love playing the DraftKings Casino, play it on my phone, play it on a stream sometimes when Matt's doing his casino streams. There are so many games, and now with Flex Spins, it makes it even more fun. New players play $5 and get 500 Flex Spins. Claim 50 spins a day for 10 days. Then you choose how to play them across your favorite games like Huff and More Puff, Cash Eruption, and more. Download the app now and sign up with code CHICKS. Claim your 500 Flex Spins and choose your slots. The crown is yours in partnership with DraftKings Casino. Last topic. As we know, Samie and Kieran won this past season of Love Island All-Stars.
Yeah.
Quickly broke up.
Yeah.
Tyrique shot his shot on like a live stream.
Yeah. He's been shooting, so it seems.
And boom, they're together. Hard launch on Instagram. Wasn't even like a soft launch. Oh, maybe we're talking here, there. No. Hard launch. They like went on vacation together.
Yeah, there's been like little soft moments, soft posts here or there. But this was full trip to Morocco, the whole thing. They're fully together. This has raised a lot of eyebrows now for all of us watching. And I know people love Love Island All-Stars or just, Love Island in general. It feels like it's not being discussed that much here. I can only imagine what's going on over across the pond. Because this must be going off like crazy. They literally just won the show.
They won the show.
They won the show. Kieran went on a podcast and shed some light on his side of things, I guess, where they finished the show, everything's good. He goes to visit they go to visit his family in Wales. She's meeting everybody. Everything seems like it's okay. And then she goes on a trip to New York, and I don't know if it was like over the phone or something, but it was just like it's over. And then it seemed to be that was it. And he felt, from what he was saying on the podcast, it seemed he didn't really see it coming, was sort of, not necessarily blindsided by it, but was just kind of like, oh, like it was coming from her side. It was not this mutual thing where they were like, oh yeah, it's not going to work. I got to find her. She posted on her story about the breakup. And it was very like, he's decided to talk, but at the end of the day, it just wasn't going to work. And that's that. And moving on. Now, Tyrique has been live streaming. This is his thing. He's been live streaming for a while. Apparently, even before Love Island All-Stars, he was like, Sammy's a good girl. She's gorgeous. They had seen each other at some events, blah, blah, blah. And he was still talking about it, and I don't know, somehow these two connected, and they're on full-blown vacation together. They're fully a couple.
Hey, it's really just a lesson in like, shoot your shot out there, and you never know.
Yeah.
She may respond because she was fully in another couple leaving Love Island, won the show together, and nope.
So the rumors are like maybe there was something happening beforehand.
Oh, like before she went to Love Island.
Yeah, before she went on Love Island, that they had some sort of thing going, secret. She was going to go on Love Island All-Stars, see what happens, but like, hey, when this is all over, blah, blah, blah.
I'm coming back to you, baby.
I don't know if she thought she was going to win.
Oh, fuck.
Or what happened, but Kieran had said on the podcast that he had felt to be made a fool because he had discovered that Tyrique had apparently sent Samie flowers to her house while they were still together, which went crazy, like viral on this Reddit thread. I don't know, we don't know really the truth of that. But Samie had just posted on her story. She just said like, it simply did not work. Like that's, I guess I give Samie a little bit of credit for just like not trying to make shit up or speculating about anything. It's like, yeah, here's this new guy I'm with. And yeah, it didn't work with this other guy. And that's it. Granted, she could have been talking to Tyrique the whole time anyway. I don't know.
Yeah, Sammy's just like, hey guys, I don't care what you think. I'm actually just going to date Tyrique now.
Yeah.
I really don't care. And on top of that, Lucinda and Sean, they're still gallivanting around it. They got
I know.
tattoos. Those two might
are
just
a match made in fucking cringy TikTok heaven.
They might just make it.
Oh my God. Gia showed me a TikTok yesterday of Zach and Millie and Zach singing John Mayer.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I saw that.
Did you see that?
Listen, Zach and Millie, they're cute too.
And Millie's like, I've never heard this song before. Like they're like, and he's like, you haven't? And he's like singing crap. Oh my God. I'm like,
oh my God.
And she's looking at him and she's like, it's just so funny because to me, for us watching that video, you're like, oh God, ick. But like she's looking at him like, oh my God, you're such a good singer.
Yeah. Hey, that's how you know.
Yeah. So I don't know. The whole thing is really, really dramatic. So it seems. And I like, there's no hiding. They're not like, oh, we'll be discreet and not share anything. It's like, no, here's our full-blown fucking trip to Morocco where we've been taking pictures of each other nonstop and we're putting our middle fingers up in selfies.
Honestly, respect though that they're not hiding. They're just like, yep. Sammy's like,
Yeah,
Sammy's like, I did exactly what you guys think.
She took her half of that 50,000 pounds and said, I'm going on a trip to Morocco.
Yeah, I'm actually taking Tyrique to Morocco. This was a whole big plan the whole time.
Yep. Because Kieran had said like they were FaceTiming every night. The communication was great, but things took an unexpected turn right after he met Sammy's family in London, returned to his home. He said, I knew she was busy. She was going to New York. Then the messages started to get very, very distant. The energy wasn't matched at all. Then he realized the relationship became more one-sided. And then filming herself, she said, I wasn't going to actually say anything on the situation, but I feel like it's everywhere. Normally, I just kind of crack on, stay silent. But in this case, unfortunately, I cannot. I want to start off by saying it's actually a bit sad that someone who you once had a lot of respect for and saw in a certain light will go on a podcast and say you said things that you categorically did not. We all know that there are rumors, and everyone that knows me knows that them things wouldn't have come out of my mouth. So I wanted to clear that up for a start. She said, secondly, girls, it's okay to call things off with someone that you're talking to or dating. Like she really just kind of said, see a little man. Like she was like, bro, wasn't even that serious.
She was like, it's actually fine for me to just tell you I don't like you anymore.
It's actually fine because we don't really know each other at all. And yeah, sorry. Like stop trying to make this more serious than it is.
It is funny because if Kieran did this to Sammy, I think we'd be like, are you kidding me? You used her.
Totally. By the way, this is all like I had always been a Sammy fan, and this to me, I was like, oh, I don't like any of this.
It is a little bit.
This was like I didn't like any of this.
Yeah, you know, like I'm kind of joking around, being like, yeah, you know, do your thing, but it is kind of nuts to just be like, wait, we won the show. Peace. I'm going on a trip to Morocco with Tyrique, who I was possibly dating before I went here. Yeah. Like if I was Kieran, I would feel played as well. Yep. You know. Yep. But on the note of yes, it is okay to end things with somebody that you do not like.
Well, here's the thing. If she had just, like, when she was just posting that and she was like, yeah, we broke up, it didn't work. I was like, okay, you know what? Kudos. They're not trying to fake it because they won or whatever. But then when the Tyrique of it all came into the mix, I was like, this is fishy.
Something sketchy about this.
This is fishy for sure. Yeah. So.
They look like they're having a good time on the vacation, though. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
Looks beautiful.
Seems like they had a fun trip.
Yeah, with those 50 pounds.
Yeah. And you know what? Everyone's like, and Tyrique rubs people the wrong way for sure. He is, even on
Games.
Yeah, I was like, what was he on? Love Island Games. I was like, he was driving me up a wall. But my God, did he jump on those streams and just put it out there on what he wanted. So I guess it worked for him.
I guess it worked. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Big drama, though.
Yes. Big drama all around in the reality TV space.
Seriously.
All around. All right, that wraps up the topics.
Before we get into the weekly watch report, Pepsi Prebiotic Cola, it's delicious. We have it in our studio. It's the perfect little pick-me-up when we want that refreshing cola taste. It's the original cola. This is actually the cherry vanilla. I have the prebiotic cola in the cherry vanilla. It's so good. Pepsi Prebiotic Cola comes in 2 flavors. So there's the original cola and cherry vanilla. It has the great Pepsi taste, but now with even more to love because there's no artificial sweeteners, only 5 grams of sugar, just 30 calories, and 3 grams of prebiotic fiber. It's Pepsi Prebiotic Cola, unbelievably Pepsi. I think for us, getting home after doing some shows, we've been traveling a lot. And for me, getting on the couch, snuggling up, putting on a new TV show, something to binge, and cracking open a Pepsi prebiotic cola. It is the perfect combination. So if you're looking to start a new show, get to watching something, make sure you're doing it with a Pepsi prebiotic cola. You can use promo code 20prebiotic to get 20% off Pepsi Prebiotic Cola on Amazon from now until May 30th. So go out and try Pepsi Prebiotic Cola today. Once again, so easy on Amazon from now until May 30th. Use promo code 20prebiotic to get 20% off of Pepsi Prebiotic Cola.
All right, let's get into the weekly watch report where we talk about the things we watched this week. Weekly watch report on Monday, weekly watch report on Monday, weekly watch report on Monday, weekly watch report on Monday. Kind of a light week for me this week, you know, with the television, and I'm sort of bummed out by that because I had so many things on my agenda that I wanted to watch. And, you know, the weeks and the days kind of escape me, you know?
Yeah, it's fair.
With the, you know, I was like, oh, we're going to like lay down all weekend and watch TV. But we did watch Something Very Bad Is Going to Happen. Yep. So I guess, you know, binge watch 8 episodes of a show
that's a lot.
Is a lot.
Yeah.
But there are other shows that I really did want to watch that I did not get around to. So that'll be this upcoming weekend. We'll get to that. But I'll start off with Something Very Bad Is Going to Happen. I really enjoyed this show. Immediately had me hooked and off my phone, which is, for me, like, I already know it's going to be a good show when, like, right off the bat, I can just put my phone down and focus on it the whole time. Watched it practically in one sitting. Some good twists. Like, you think it's going one way and it kind of goes the complete opposite direction. I don't want to give it all away, although we did. There was a couple of, not fully, though, in with Camila.
Yeah.
We didn't fully spoil it, so you could still watch it. But I will give it A- because I was really locked in, and I feel like I haven't like binge watched a show like that in a couple of weeks.
Right, where you
really,
like really
where it was like
hitting next.
I say a couple of weeks.
Good music, by the way.
Really good music, and especially in the wedding, the Tom Jones, it's not unusual part was so good, and then the I Will Survive was good. Yeah. There was good really good music in that. So I'll give that an A-. I thought the acting was really good. I thought Camila and Adam did such a wonderful job together. They were really fun. So loved that. Summer House this week, I will give a B-.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to say this whole thing is clouded this season, but it has a bit.
I think it's
just because we kind of want to get to the next part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's like we're watching this happen and we're like, all right, what's next?
Yeah. Look, the stuff with Amanda and Ben is interesting, to say the looking back on it now, it all is very interesting, and I think that happens in this. There was a preview for Tuesday's episode where, you know, Ben's like, "Oh, I brought Sabrina."
Yeah, Sabrina is his girlfriend.
Is his girl. To the housewarm or whatever, housewarming, and they were talking, and like Amanda made some comment about how everyone in the house like thinks Ben's in love with her, and you're just like, oh, come on. And not to like pile on, but everybody knows that girl, and everybody rolls their eyes when they like, it's like you're saying it to the girl seeing Ben, and you're like, oh, everybody jokes about Ben being loving me. I don't see it. Like, you know,
oh my God,
like
there's
that's
like nothing worse than that.
Yeah,
it's just like, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I didn't love that, but loved seeing, you know, Carl being at the housewarming in the episode. Brought Gemma a gift.
Yes, very sweet. Very
it was awkward, but they're fighting through it.
They're trying.
They're sort of fighting through it a little bit.
Yes.
I just want them to be friends again.
That's it. Friends. That's
friends. I see people being like, oh my God, they should get back together.
No. Clearly it didn't work.
No, but they started off as such good friends to begin with, and I feel like they could maybe not get all the way back to that point, but like acquaintances.
Consider themselves friends.
Yeah.
At one point. Yeah, I'll give that a B-. Watched the first 2 episodes of Jury Duty Presents Corporate Company Retreat. Company Retreat. So it's a different spin on like the first season of Jury Duty. where
Saw people very emotional about the finale. I haven't watched any.
I
of it.
haven't watched. I'm
I've
not
seen
up.
mixed reviews.
Yeah, I'm not up to the finale. I just watched the first 2 episodes. My take right now is that I feel like he knows.
That's what everyone's saying. That's why I don't really feel like I want to watch it.
And I'm sort of disinterested because
Oh, everyone thinks he knows?
the
They're like, he
vibe I'm
definitely
getting,
knows.
like the way that he's like reacting and interacting with everybody, I'm like, the whole thing, and I know it's not,
Yeah.
but the whole thing feels scripted, like even his responses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's just has that much of a
Yeah.
personality. That could be the case.
I was a little less inclined to watch with no James Marsden.
Yeah, there was.
That's how I feel about everything in life.
Yeah, if
there's-
James
if there's-
Marsden's not in
No,
it,
no.
I'm probably not.
I'll talk about it with your friends and neighbors. Like, this guy's carrying this show on his back.
Oh, the new
you have
season.
watched it.
Yeah.
I haven't
Oh,
watched
yes.
yet.
See, that's another thing.
See, oh
Ugh.
God, he's just a star.
He is, but that's another show that I have to catch up on. I feel
Yeah,
so
that whole-
behind right
yeah,
now.
I know.
So we have to catch up on some things. But yeah, watch the first 2 episodes. I don't know if we'll continue. There were a couple laugh out loud moments, but I'm feeling like it's not as genuine as the first one.
I don't think you can remake
And
the
I think
magic of the
It
first
is,
one.
and I also think maybe even the actors are like, maybe they're not that good of acting. You don't have
Yeah,
James
right.
Marsden in it. Like,
Yeah,
they're-
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, so I don't know. I will give it a C. Like,
Yeah.
it's not terrible. It is watchable. Some funny moments, but I'm not totally bought in. And then, just a list of things that I want to watch is the drama. We're gonna go to the movies this weekend to watch. We almost went this
I'm
weekend, but it
dying
was
to see
sold
that. I
out.
still haven't seen
Project
Project
Hail
Hail
Mary might do a double feature. Honestly, like
No way. No way.
I want to see.
That's a long movie.
It okay, then probably
Project
not.
Hail
It's like
Mary's
3 hours,
long.
right?
Yeah.
Maybe 2 separate days,
Yeah.
not back to back. Definitely won't happen. What would they call that?
Ooh. Barbenheimer for the drama
And then
and
yeah,
Project Drama.
Project Drama.
Yeah.
Drama Hail Mary.
Drama Hail Mary.
That's like just my thing I'm
Yeah.
making. Drama Hail Mary. There's been so much press for the drama.
Yeah. I unfortunately kind of got a bit of the twist spoiled for me,
I
which
But I
sucks.
right, but I do think people there's
There's a
been-
lot more to it.
There's a lot more to it, and I think there's a lot of discussion about people being like, this has been marketed all wrong,
Yeah.
and like maybe they should have been telling people
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of what
yeah.
the twist is, because
Right.
it is. I now think I know, and I don't want to say
And
what
I-
it is if just in case people don't want to know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
for
I'm very,
sure.
I don't
I'm
want-
very
don't tell.
confused
and I-
about the
totally.
like about whether or
Totally.
not people should know or not know.
And we this is like an original, story, so it's not coming from a book. And I've only kind of seen some of these comparisons, and I really don't know. Like I said, I haven't seen the movie and I don't fully know the twist. So this could be completely wrong. But sort of in the sense of how like it ends with us, everyone was like, it's marketed as a different type of movie, and then you go to see it and you're like, oh, that's a
yes,
darker twist
Yeah.
than we knew. There wasn't exactly like the warnings on this from when I was going to see it. If you were unfamiliar with the book, you didn't know that. Now there is like, you'd be like, oh, I read the book for the drama, so I know what this is about.
I do like when movies do that, where like I don't want to know too much going
Right.
on.
No, I know, but I
do
think this one
that
is
there
like
a very dark.
This is like
theme.
crazy.
Like there's like a very dark
Yeah.
thing that, and I'm not 100% sure, so I don't want to say it, and then
for
it's
sure,
not.
but it feels like something that like you could understand why someone would say maybe there needs to be some sort of warning.
yeah, it could be triggering.
Yeah.
But I heard that it is fantastic. I have heard like amazing reviews.
Yeah.
About the movie. So
These
I
two
do
we're
wanna
going to be
see it.
seeing nonstop, it seems, because
Yeah.
this is just one of the many movies they have coming out this year.
yes, because they have Dune,
Dune
they have
and the Odyssey. And granted, those are like much bigger ensemble casts, and this movie they are the 2 stars. So maybe they won't be doing as much like one-on-one press with each other as they're doing right now. But he is cracking me up. I know, like he makes these jokes that are like so funny, but I don't even know if everyone in the room is fully appreciating how funny they are, because the way he says it is like so ridiculous. And I'm having it playing in my head over and over. Like they did GQ one, they were asking each other really kind of bizarre questions that in my mind, I'm hearing the questions. I'm like, why would they even know this about each other, Zendaya's like, what's my favorite Met Gala look? And he's like, oh, I don't know, the yellow one. And he's just the way he's saying things. And like she asked him what the I forget the exact question, but it was like, what's like the worst part of like the Batman suit, wearing the Batman suit or something? And he was like, the crotch is too small. And like nobody's really fully understanding, and he had to be like, I'm joking. Right. But it's like
it's the British humor.
It is, but it really did crack me up.
They did do what I forget the name of it, but it's like the strongly disagree.
Yes.
And Robert Pattinson hit Zendaya with the, oh, you're trying to give like the correct answer because they asked about open bars.
Yeah.
And she was like, I haven't been to a lot of weddings, but if, people can't afford. And he was like, no, it has to be an open bar, no cash bars. And Robert Pattinson literally hit Zendaya with the like, don't give the politically correct answer right now.
Yeah. He's like,
but you know Zendaya is, you know she is. She is media trained.
Yeah,
and Robert Pattinson.
Even I saw like they were like, is it okay to lie in your marriage or your relationship? And she gave like the most like in the middle answer. Well, it's like, well, I don't know, like what's a lie? Like
when you say you're going to be 5 minutes late, but you're really 20 minutes late.
Yeah, right.
And he's like, Robert Pattinson, fuck all the media training I'm going to give all my real answers.
He
literally was like, girls should pay.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, Robert, we're now crossing a line here with the dates. He was like,
the days where I was like, should the first one be split? He moved it to like
strongly agree.
And then she was like, I don't know, like it's nice on the first date.
Yeah, for the guy
she
to
was
pay.
like, okay.
He was like, I find it sexy when the woman pays. Like, well, Robert, we find it sexy when the man pays.
Yeah, it was like Spider-Man or Batman who would win a fight. He was like, I contractually, like, I have to give this answer.
It's been good stuff.
It has been entertaining. But yeah, there's been a lot of talk about this movie, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I know, I'm dying to see both of them, but my God, it's like the time. I gotta get to the movie.
We do have our last show in Minneapolis of this tour. It's been such a fun tour, so we can't wait to see everybody in Minneapolis. And Trent is joining us. We forgot to mention that at the beginning of this episode, but we did the last episode, so that's going to be so much fun. But yeah, that's why with all the travel and everything, trying to catch up on shows, we catch up on the planes.
Yeah,
but
getting to the theater.
Right, Love Overboard. I'm still watching. It's been kind of just like my throw-on show. I'm only 3 episodes in. I'll give it.
You haven't gotten to the good stuff,
right?
Yet.
I'll give it a C+ as of now because I don't think I've gotten to like the really
you haven't
good stuff. But that's about it for anything new that I've been watching.
Okay, I will give Summer House. This was like a C+ episode for me. Nothing like this was like a middle episode. I feel like we're getting a little bit more sort of background information on like the Loverboy stuff with Kyle and where he's at. And it just feels like it's building to some big thing, which we've seen. And Carl has some feelings about that with Kyle. What else came out on? What else did I watch on Bravo? I caught up on Beverly Hills. It's fine. It's a C. There's just like, I'm just a little tired of the Dorit drama, sort of. It's like, it feels like we're just kind of talking in circles with a lot of these things. Like, oh, they're back in Italy. Oh, Dorit's late to everything again. Like, she's always late. It's just like, does that, it's just part of the same kind of things. And with Amanda and like different lying about certain things. I'm watching, but it's like, I'm not as locked in as I have been. The Italy trips, I think, the Italy trip has been more interesting. Like these past couple episodes have been better. Mm-hmm. I watched the first episode of Real Housewives of Rhode Island.
How was it?
I'm gonna watch. I really liked it. I really liked it. I have high hopes. It's a very interesting group of women. There's this one girl, Kelsey, that has a much older boyfriend, and the whole dynamic there is quite something because it seems he goes to Florida where he has another girlfriend there, but she lives in his giant fucking house in Rhode Island and has been living lavishly and for years and doesn't have to worry about anything and loves that lifestyle. but she may also have another boyfriend.
Oh.
So it's very, very interesting to me. They do all sort of look the same. I know Ashley, I posted a funny video of her showing, because they've all been joking that they all kind of look similar. And she was showing Dawson a picture of all of them, like in the press photo or like the show photo of all of them. And he was like, they're all mama. Like they're all like mommy. Like they're like, it's like, so it's funny. And some of them have a hell of an accent. It's like, it's entertaining. The Rhode Island, it rides deep. They're like, I went to kindergarten with this person. I know this person, the whole thing, the family members. They're, a lot of them are like big Italian Rhode Island families. I'm liking it. I'm hoping it does sort of give like New Jersey vibes in a way. So I wonder what will sort of like set it apart from that, or if Rhode Island will kind of take that world and New Jersey with whatever new cast they have is sort of different. I don't know. We'll see. That could be possible. Love seeing Dolores in the mix with everybody. I love seeing Ashley. I love seeing Ashley and Jared back on. You're seeing the behind the scenes of like Jared running his coffee shop and that balance. I've been laughing seeing Bravo people who don't watch The Bachelor be like, who is this girl and why does she have like over 1 million followers? Like what's happening here? But she's probably one of the most iconic people from Bachelor Nation in general. Everybody, everybody knows Ashley I. So I like her in the mix with all these people. It was good to kind of throw someone in that isn't from Rhode Island, so doesn't really know everybody, but is sort of meeting everybody and trying to fit in with the group. I'll give episode 1 a B. I am intrigued. Yeah. I think that there's some good dynamics. I think it has a lot of room to get better, but a lot of times, like I watched season 1, episode 1 of a new franchise, and you're like, I don't know, like you'll give it a chance. But I thought we were off to a pretty good start. So I enjoyed that. The latest episode of Southern Hospitality, I'll give a B. I thoroughly enjoy Southern Hospitality. I think that these guys are all extremely entertaining. They're on some river like tubing trip on this last episode, and they're always like fighting about something silly, and I feel like I'm just always saying the same thing about Southern Hospitality, but I do very much enjoy it. And Joe and I started DTF St. Louis. Is that the name of the show? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've just been calling it DTF and I forget. I'm like, what city is it? We watched the first 3 episodes. So I think we're halfway through. There's 6.
I hope it's over soon.
There's 7 out right now. Damn. High praise, Noah.
No, not high praise.
I like it. I mean, it's obviously going, and like it starts off really strong where it seems pretty obvious. Like you're like, oh well, it can't be this obvious. And then there's that. I just also love Linda Cardellini. I think she's so good, and I think she's great in this. I'll give the first 3 episodes. A B. I mean, I was really enjoying it. We were like pressing next on them pretty quickly, wanting to see what happens. I watched the Lamar documentary.
So I watched that
on Netflix. It's very interesting. It's a hell of a story. We know that Chloe is in it, giving a lot of her side of what happened and how that all went down. And his kids are in it. The person that was working at the Bunny, whatever the hell the place was called, he's in it. Like they're like driving. He's like, oh, it should be right up here on the right. It's been demolished. It's just gone. Like, so it is fascinating in the sense of hearing Lamar talk about it all firsthand. Same with Chloe. I don't really like the way that Lamar has been like talking about. Like I've just seen
He
some,
seems like such a scumbag.
some
But
interviews. Still, which
it's
is
not like
crazy.
you would expect this documentary to be like, oh, he's changed so much, he's reflect. No, he still seems like an asshole.
He does. And on I think he was on Today this morning, and sort of like not saying the greatest things about Chloe, which is so crazy
Chloe
to
tried
me.
so hard
Because Chloe
to
did
help.
so much. And there was a time afterwards that it did feel like Lamar was so complimentary to Chloe. But now, like, the tune has sort of changed. And in the documentary, you know, he's talking about how he saw the longevity of what his life could be if he married into that family and what they were doing. And he just sort of took the opportunity and ran with it.
Oh,
like
yeah. He made it pretty clear he only did it to get famous.
like it wasn't like, oh my God, me and Chloe fell in love and blah, 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 blah. It was like, I saw dollar signs, baby. Like I saw what Kris Jenner was doing and like I wanted a part of it. Like
That's
the
so
show
sad.
was being like, the show was my idea. Like I wanted to do the whole thing.
Because
and-
watching Chloe and Lamar when they first started dating, it really
Yeah,
was like,
I know,
oh, Chloe
I
and
know.
Lam. Like,
I
No, and
know.
then he it was like his whole idea to do like that spin-off show of them.
Yeah. He talked about like being in a situation where he had gone. I mean, the lies and the cover-ups and everything Chloe was doing for him at the time, and like the way they were trying to keep everything he was doing a secret to protect him and everything. And just like one of the times that he had quote unquote like gone missing, and he like cracks an eye open and it's just like Kris Jenner.
Yeah,
being
he's like,
"Get up."
he goes, I finished like the biggest line ever, and then
Yeah.
Kris Jenner just like walks in.
And she's like, Lammy, time to go.
the shit that Kris Jenner has probably
my
seen.
God. I know.
No, like,
I know.
is endless.
I know.
The things that Kris Jenner has seen and covered
Her
up.
daughters really know how to pick him.
But like, the amount that she is covered up.
I know. It really is true. But like hearing Chloe talk about being in the hospital with him for months and being the one sort of like, because they were technically still legally married, so having to deal with people coming in and out of the hospital, like drug dealers coming in trying to like take money out of his wallet, and like he owes people money and they're coming in, they're trying to do all these things, and it was just, it really is crazy.
The way he treats his kids was maybe the worst part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like he just does not give a fuck about his kids.
How many kids does he have?
There were 2 in the documentary.
I don't know if he
has
has more, but with his first, I don't know if they were ever married or they were engaged.
more. Yeah, I don't know.
Like his high school sweetheart had 2 kids. He did talk about how, and I don't think I even realized that they had lost their 3rd child to SIDS. And how that had affected him. And Chloe sort of, mentioned that too, that there was always like a reason for the drug use, and
Although he did
he's
say
been
that
through so much and this explains why and all these things.
the night that the baby died, he was like, I was out partying the whole night.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously handles his any sort of trauma or conflict in the wrong way, clearly. But yeah, no, it didn't seem. Yeah, he did not come off.
No, even at the end of the
super
documentary,
likable,
he's joking about like,
know.
oh, I'm on Netflix. Am I an A-lister now? Like all he cares about is being famous.
Yeah.
Remember when Lamar and Caitlyn were going to do a podcast together?
Yeah.
Whatever happened?
I know, right?
That podcast ever take off?
That and Jed Talks. What the fuck happened?
Whatever
to both
happened to
those?
those podcast episodes? We're still waiting.
I know. But I mean, it's an interesting documentary, just with the standpoint of hearing them all talk about this whole situation firsthand. So I'll give it a B. I'll give it a B. I thought maybe B plus, but I'm gonna give it a B.
Yeah, there wasn't like anything. I was like, yeah, this. It's interesting to hear him talk about it, but I wasn't like, oh, whoa. Like,
Stuff we've
yeah,
seen.
yeah, definitely. And that's everything.
Oh
No,
my God.
sorry. I'm kidding. Haha, kidding. The Pit. Kidding. I remembered. I caught myself. The Pit.
You still didn't catch yourself.
No,
because-
I was there. And as Rhea was talking, I was like, don't forget the Pit. Okay. Episode, what is this, 13? 12? 13?
I don't even know,
I think
honestly.
it was maybe 13.
There's got to be like only a couple left.
I think there's only
13. Yeah.
the suspense. Episode 13. I'm getting a little frustrated with Robbie.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what, in the sense that
I mean, I kind of see where he's coming from, but
yeah, but it's I didn't like the way he has been yelling at.
Well, he's stressed.
Yeah. Clearly, he is.
But I don't
stressed.
like a lot of like
Dana.
doctors.
What's her name? Yes, Dana, the nurse. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a funny meme of like the other medical student who was like, it's 6 o'clock. My shift is over. I'm out. And they were like, no, like, could you stay? She's like, nope, leaving, just protecting my like mental health. Like my hour's over. I'm done. Because all the day shift doctors like are stuck there for longer. I saw so many people just like my queen sitting at home, like watching TV while everybody else was still there. Sad for, I feel like there's always a first day disaster, like Ogilvy having that patient die, and
but he needed to be humbled.
That seemed to be the case.
Langdon he's questioning being back now.
Yeah, they're making, but I'm just like Robbie getting sassy with God, one of these days I will learn these characters' names.
You're 13 episodes in.
Well, there's a lot
It's
of
two seasons.
It's a chaotic atmosphere.
Yeah.
I'm not catching these names. I'm just like,
I know,
Is there
and they're
just so
just
many
like
people?
they're just
there's so
there's
many people.
so
and
many.
You're really
and I'm
focused
just
on
like
like
they're
the
just
blood.
doctor.
Doctor, yeah.
Chef,
doctor.
they're calling each other by their first name, their last name. The way that he was talking to Javati, I did not like. When she was like, I'm tired, maybe I shouldn't be doing this like brain screw. I've been here for so long. And he was like, do it. You never get these kind of opportunities.
I mean, I guess I kind of was like, I see where he's coming from.
I guess, but I also feel like it's fair to be like at a certain point when a doctor's working 15 hours for them to be like, maybe I shouldn't be the one to drill into someone's brain.
And then she felt like accomplished after she did it.
Yeah.
You know who Samira, she's like, what's going on with her? She's like,
Dr. Mohan.
Yeah, she's like in and out of
she's
like
having a meltdown.
Like,
it seems.
get her out of here.
Yeah,
I don't want her working on anyone.
And I also don't like the way Robbie's mad at her.
No, he should be mad at her because she's gonna like kill someone because she's like drifting off into like somewhere else.
She's clearly struggling. I mean,
Okay,
granted,
then get her out.
he has his own mental health issues that he is clearly in denial about.
They all do. The new attendee does too.
But I'm saying she is struggling big time and was having a full blown panic attack, and his response was like, "Suck it up."
And
which was not great in my opinion to be coming from
not everyone's
the doctor.
cut out for this.
That's the point of the show, the stresses of the emergency room. But it's been I'll give this episode A-. This episode is brought to you by No Bull, Barstool's favorite footwear brand. No Bull is a brand known for their best-in-class footwear, and they're everywhere right now. Walking around New York City, at the airport, walking the dog, wherever you go. There are so many cute styles and colors, and they can look good casual, sporty, or dressed up. And it's about to ramp up the launch of their new daily runner, the Journey 2. This is No Bull's daily running shoe with an emphasis on comfort, support, and dependability. So it's soft where you want and structured where you need. You can take it outside, you can run or walk. The Journey 2s are made to move your way, which is great because I'm not much of a runner, but I love a great sneaker that I can walk in, that I feel good in, that's supportive, and I can go long distances when I'm taking the dog out or walking around the city, running errands, making sure that that shoe fits perfectly so that I have all the support that I need. Exclusively for Chicks in the Office listeners, No Bull is offering 35% off your first order. Visit www.nobullproject.com and use code CHICKS for 35% off your entire first order. That's www.nobullproject, NOBULLPROJECT.com and use code CHICKS for 35% off. And dare I say, no, I'm kidding. Paradise is over.
We didn't talk about it.
We didn't talk about the finale.
I was hoping you were going to forget it again.
Here's the thing. Paradise is over, And I feel like because it was the finale, it's like already out of my brain. And it happened last Monday.
Right.
And it's been a full week, but I did love the finale. I'll give the finale as an A. I really like this season. I saw people, you know, I gotta talk to all those hoity-toity movie guys over it that we work with, because they all like really
Jeff
didn't like.
Lowe really hates the
They all really didn't like the second season of Paradise.
I think Jeff has always said he watches it, but he's like, this is an insane show.
Yes, but like, I gotta find.
I liked the finale. I didn't love the finale, but I wasn't like upset with it.
I just, you know how sometimes it's like it's not the show to care about like, oh, the doors are closing, there's no way he actually ran into, but there's so much. The TikToks that I was getting, it's so deep that I cannot understand. Like, they're like, well, he could have been time traveling. There could be this. It's not him. It's him from another like timeline. I don't know. Who's Alex? Who's not Alex? Is that Dylan? Is it not Dylan?
Yeah.
It really is crazy. Yeah, Jeff D. Lowe said, a dumb show that telegraphed and basically told you every move it was going to make right from episode 1 of season 2. But I cannot quit this bullshit. I love it. I'm like, did they? Maybe I'm just not as smart as these guys.
No, it's not that.
These freaking guys.
It's funny because Jeff keeps saying like, dumb show, but I can't quit. It's like, well, then clearly you like something about it because you keep
Clemmer
watching.
said this is among the worst drop-offs from season 1 to season 2 in TV history.
I mean, season 1 was definitely, I enjoyed season 1 more, but I don't think it was like an insane. I still there were periods of this season 2 where I was like, this is
Here's
really
the thing. If you can't buy into the whole quantum blah, 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 whatever they got going, then I get it.
They're
like,
living in a dome and under a mountain. Clearly,
yeah, but season 1 didn't have that element. Like, season 1 was the Earth is exploding, and like, this is how we're gonna save it.
Listen,
which in the realm of like processing that idea was easier to comprehend than like, now we have some machine that is altering reality and there could be multiple timelines happening, and she did all of this to her son had died, but maybe her son didn't die because Alex has created some other world where these people are alive. I don't know. I don't get it. I love it, but I'm like, when I read all these theories about the like quantum physics and the machines and everything, I'm like, whoosh.
Yeah.
That I don't know.
I do like Thomas Doherty's character.
He was great.
Yeah.
But like, can you explain to me what any of that stuff means?
The whole Alex thing. I mean, I don't know. I'm not seeing these TikToks. All I took from it was that this is like some crazy AI type machine that like can do anything.
That AI is writing
and solve anything, and then it's like if it's like working like on its own now. But I don't know. I don't know what that means in terms of reality. Like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know either. But
I definitely don't know.
But like, I will say I'm way less like I need to see the next season as I was last season. Like I'm less inclined to be like, I really want to see this. Oh,
really? I disagree because
it feels like we
knowing
resolved
that
a
it's
lot.
a season. But knowing that it's a season 3 and it's a final season.
No, I know
that is like, oh.
I was just like, okay, the families are reunited.
Well, there'll be way more of an explanation. But here's the thing:
the villains are dead.
Were they reunited? Is that really Xavier?
That's like that. I'm not looking into that. Like, I'm only going off of I
Where's
watched the
Jane?
show.
She was dead in the shower, but is she gone now?
She better be dead.
Is there a world where is there a timeline where she's not dead? She comes back?
The only thing that would make me happy about that is if James Marsden comes back.
Exactly. That's what I said too. I said maybe if Alex has got
he's not
something
gonna come
going
back
where my guy is still president somewhere.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. I don't know. But the theories only messed me up more. Like,
I'm not seeing
maybe
those.
you'll get them on your TikTok now. Maybe you'll get,
not.
because like if you start to see some of these things where it's like this is, and maybe that's where these other guys too. It's like it is hard to believe until you have someone sort of explaining it to you, where you're like, whoa, it's a whole nother.
I don't know. I don't even
whole
know.
nother situation I was not expecting. But
people do this to every show now. They just look way into too
and
deep
I
into
probably
things.
sound silly being like, I'm not quite sure what's going on, but I love it. But I do. I still loved the finale because I'm still on the edge of my seat every second. I want to know what's happening. Like
Yeah.
there's twists, there's turns.
It's a fun show.
Yeah, it is. It is. I very much enjoyed it. So it was a good one.
Yeah, I'll give it a B+. I'll give Paradise a B+.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't the greatest thing I've ever seen, but I was satisfied.
Yeah.
And I also wasn't expecting like the greatest thing I've ever
Yep,
seen.
yep,
Because
yep.
I knew season 3 they're gonna like leave stuff open ended. Something very bad is gonna happen. I'll give that a B+. I enjoyed it. The music was great, like I said. I thought she was great. Honestly, like all the main actors were great. And yeah, like have you ever seen the Ready or Not movies?
No.
No.
It was kind of similar. I thought it was similar to that, but it definitely took a turn. And it wasn't like it surprised me, which was good because I did think for a while like I know where this is going. So yeah, I'll give that a B+. The Pitt. This is the first time the Pitt maybe ever. I'm just gonna put it a B+ because I feel like I've been stuck in a like, oh, it's the Pitt. It gets an A. It
Yeah.
like automatically. Where I'm like, it is still really good, but at least so far, I think. I mean, it's almost the end of season 2, but I think I definitely enjoyed season 1 more. I feel like they're just trying to fit a lot into this season, and they're trying to like pull in a lot of like real time events, which I get, but like sometimes it feels forced. But I do like, yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see where it goes, and like, I mean, is it renewed? It's renewed for a season 3, right? Yeah, because they're already announcing people aren't coming back. But so obviously Robbie's not going anywhere, or if he is, they're jumping ahead. Like
No, they'll jump
no,
ahead.
but there's been a lot of like he's gonna kill himself type talk where it's like he's not, because he is the show.
Yeah. No, he is.
So I'll give that a B+. I watched the first episode of season 2 of Your Friends and Neighbors,
I gotta
which
start
by
that.
the way I liked that there was only one. For some reason I thought like there was gonna be like 5 like up, and there's only one, which was nice just because there's a lot of stuff
As
to
week
watch.
to week.
But when I saw James Marsden as a thumbnail for that on Apple TV, I was like, oh, I'm playing this right now. Like, he's just awesome. And
Yeah.
even before I didn't even see him in any trailers or anything. He just fits into this world so perfectly. Like immediately he's like looking at houses and he's like, this one's too small. Like, blah, and he's throwing like he's throwing like a Great Gatsby party in this episode.
Love it.
It's unreal. So he's the best
call
part of the
people
show.
old sport.
Yeah, because I quickly remembered like my thoughts about this season last year, which was like I like the show, but John Hamm just doesn't do it for me. So now it's like we got a real man in the show now. Like he doesn't have to fake be like a tough, not tough, but like he is that guy. He's that guy. But I'll give it a B. Like it was good.
Yeah.
And James Marsden is like carrying it for me at least. So we'll see where it goes.
James Marsden may be the first, traditionally handsome man that Noah really
No, this is me.
stands
This is me
behind.
breaking like what you think is my.
no.
No.
Hey, John Hamm doesn't do it
No,
for him,
John
but
Hamm
James
doesn't do it.
Marsden,
James Marsden just like exudes aura. He does.
he does.
And then I watched DTF, the most recent episode. I'll give it a C+. Like I'm just so like uninterested in this show, but I'm just at this point I have to see it through. It's just like I don't know. It just feels like they drag everything out. The whole like it's just flashbacks to Jason Bateman being Jason Bateman with.
Yeah. I will say, once I got to, like finishing episode 3, I'm like, I don't know how there's 4 more episodes of this show.
Yeah. Also, Linda Cardellini's like essentially not even been in. I don't even know if she was in the episode last night. Like once. Like
Well, I don't like that because she's the best part to me.
I think what's his name from Stranger Things. He's good.
David Harbour.
Yeah. But I just don't really care about it that much, to be honest. So I'll give it a C+. And then Lamar, I'll give it B-. We already talked about it, but like, there was nothing like shocking to me, and there wasn't. It kind of was like, here's what happened, and then it was over. It was pretty quick.
Yeah.
There
it
was no
quick.
like, I don't know. And then Lamar didn't really give a lot of insight. He was just kind of like, yeah.
No,
yeah, that
I'm with.
happened.
There was no like when you watch a documentary like that, it's like, oh, I went through something so crazy and traumatic and almost died, and like now I'm sort of on my like redemption story.
Yeah, like
and
Charlie
I'm
Sheen.
So appreciate.
No,
like,
it was not.
Yeah, like I'm like
Yeah.
appreciative of the life I have and like all these things.
No.
It's just like he was like, yeah, and then he was okay, and then it was like
No,
documentary
he
over.
wasn't apologetic at all in the
No.
slightest. Never like, because they kept interviewing his kids, and his kids were like, how awful he was, and like ignored them, and like never even like visited them.
Yeah,
never
right. No
talked to them.
moment of being like, I really tried to, reconnect
He
with my
never
family.
acknowledged his kids. He
Yeah.
was never with his kids. So I'm like, I'm sure that they still have a terrible relationship.
Yeah.
The fact that he was, after being in a coma, after like relearning how to walk and talk, Chloe comes home and finds him smoking crack in their head. Like,
Crazy.
literally,
She's like, where the fuck do you even get this? Which is so crazy because I think he was like,
he tried to
he
deny.
was like faking
yeah.
that he was still cognitively
Like
not there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Like, I
that they
think
would-
he was faking to Chloe that like, oh, I don't know, like I don't have a phone and I don't know what to do and I need people to take care of me. And when she would like leave the room, he would fucking sneak
The-
shit
the
around
intervention thing?
because he was actually
Yeah.
more fine than he was leading on.
they like called an intervention, and everyone told Chloe to like tell him that he either has to go to rehab for like 3 months or you're getting a divorce. Like, there's no way he'll get a divorce. And she said that, and he was like, yeah, let's get a divorce.
So I'll sign the papers.
Like, just like it was nothing.
Wow.
Or Chloe.
So yeah, I'll give that a B minus. Like, it was
Yeah.
fine. It was crazy that Kobe, like to think that Kobe and Khloe Kardashian were like in the hospital, like deciding what to do with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I got.
I watched Survivor and I forgot to mention it. So this past week of Survivor was the Blood Moon. It was the first time they ever did this in Survivor, where 3 people went home in one night. The most people that's ever gone home in Survivor in one night. So that was really interesting. I think they really hyped it up, and that's what happens with an episode. When somebody like Traitors, and they're like, this big thing's going to happen. Same thing this week when they were like, the craziest thing, Survivor history, we're going to send 3 people home. It was interesting. It was fun. It was like a solid episode, but I wasn't like, holy fuck, that was insane. 3 people went home.
Yeah.
But it was very good. I'll give it a B+. The season's just been really entertaining, and I was going to say nobody went home this week that I was like upset about, but you kind of just like feel bad for people when they go home, in some circumstances. So I will give that, but like none of the people that I'm like really rooting for went home. So B+ for Survivor this week. And I think
that's it.
That's everything we watched.
Guys, this is so fun. Truly just dropped these limited edition 24-ounce wild berry cans. And they are not just drinks. They're basically collectibles. Look at this can. I have it in my hand right now. We got the Philadelphia. This is part of the 2026 Collector's Edition. It's so cool. Each can is designed around a different city. So it's giving cute, unique, and also a little competitive. Like, you kind of want to find all of them. And we have a bunch of them in the studio. They really are. The cans are so cool. So if you're looking to collect, you can collect the full set. And if you do collect the full set, you can even enter to win exclusive U.S. Soccer merch, which is awesome. It's time to gear up, guys. We got a big summer ahead of us because Truly is the official hard seltzer of U.S. Soccer. So they're really leaning into the whole game day energy, making everything feel more social and fun. And obviously, you're still getting everything that you love about Truly. Super light, super refreshing, only 100 calories and 1 gram of sugar. So you can keep the vibes going without feeling weighed down. So go grab a Truly 24-ounce wild berry collectible can at your local store and see how many you can find.
All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are joined by the lovely and gorgeous Camila Morrone. Thank you for joining us.
She
You want to add a little spice? You can go
spice.
Morrone.
Morone.
Morrone. You're Italian, honey. Come on,
my
Morrone.
God.
Were you
We had a
do
whole
it.
fight
Go
about
for it.
this.
We had a fight about it, and
We
I
had a whole
said
fight about this.
I said it was pronounced
Don't
like
listen
that.
to her. Trust your gut.
I said it was pronounced like that, and I was told by these two
I
that
wanna
it was
hear
pronounced
it.
we
Morone.
went off everybody else.
I want to hear
this
those because no one's saying it right.
Camila Morrone.
You're
There
talking
you
to
go, the
Maria
Italian.
Schiffo and Francesca Mariano. Okay, we got
Mariano. You gotta be able to say Morone.
Yeah.
Let me just say that I pronounced it like
did.
that. Have my back.
No, you did.
And if you want to throw in something crazy, you can say my middle name.
Yeah.
What's your middle name?
Rebecca.
Oh.
Camila Rebecca Morrone.
Can you roll your R's?
Yeah, she's
Rebecca.
all of you
Love.
can.
Yeah.
I'm
We got a
actually
little,
so pissed right now because I swear to God,
don't
You know
listen
what?
to
Here's
her.
our problem.
She
We
has
listened
it
to
out for you.
We listened to
Don't.
Jimmy Fallon, and I'll never do that again.
never again,
Jimmy.
never
He tried his
again.
best.
And I'm not listening to you guys ever again. But thank
Listen
you
to
so
me.
much.
Trust
Yes.
me.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Yeah,
Trust
look at me and you
Yeah.
now.
It's me and
Trust
you.
me.
We are here to talk about something very bad is going to happen. Watched it all this weekend.
did.
So good. How are you feeling now that everyone's seen it? They're talking about it. I have a lot of questions, but first, how are
excited.
you feeling?
Well, it's so crazy because it's like it comes out and you spent so much time working on something and you are walking through the streets like, how are you guys living like it's normal? Like the
Right.
show's just come out. Why are you out on the streets? Go inside. You must watch. That's like me for the last 10 days.
It's
but
on Netflix. Go.
yeah, and every time my mom has just been like putting on like bottom likes, dislikes on all the other top Netflix shows so that ours stays on one,
Yes.
and we just have it running on iPads.
I was gonna say,
on
it's
phones,
on a loop. You have to
it's
have it
on
on a
every
loop.
yeah.
Go to the
All
Apple Store,
TVs.
log in.
Not a bad idea. I need a little crew to come with me. We
Yes.
can log in. But it's been really fun. I feel like people are kind of there's like two cycles of people that binged it all the first weekend that it came out, and then people who have lives and other things to do that are now kind of catching up and then having a little bit of
But
a conversation.
it is true because it's like there is such a time when then everyone wants to talk about what happened. So it's like the people, you give everyone grace who watch
Yeah.
it the first weekend. You're like, okay, maybe I'm crazy that I watched it all in one sitting. Like that's, but then you're like, I'll give everyone else a week. But after that week is over, it's like, if you haven't
it's
watched
free
it,
rent.
sorry.
I'm starting
That's-
with the finale first, spoilers first. If you didn't watch it first weekend,
Right,
sucks.
It's
That
you're like,
sucks.
sorry, if you haven't finished it yet, that's on you. We
No,
can't
and
do
I love
anything
a
about
binger.
that.
I love a binger.
Yes,
When people are like, I did it in one sitting, I'm like, you're my girl.
That was me this weekend. I was like, you know what? We're watching this. Put my phone down, you know?
Whoa,
Yes, big.
whoa.
When you can put your phone down and really
True
lock
sign.
into a show, that's how you know it's really good. And, you know, we'll bounce around spoilers a tad, but can you talk about kind of the premise of the show? And then I'll ask some questions that might have a hint of spoiler in them.
Okay. I play Rachel Harkin, and it's 5 days before my wedding, and I'm going to meet my fiance's family for the first time, which should be a red flag in its own, right? And we're meant to be having a small, cozy wedding, and I start to feel that something very bad's going to happen, and on the journey of the road trip, things start happening, and lots of little bad things start to happen, and then it culminates to one very bad thing.
Yes.
For the finale.
One very,
Very
bad thing.
One very
in
bloody
the end.
thing.
Now, can I ask, you know, when you first arrived to this big, insane little cabin that they call it,
Right.
There's a box at the end of your bed. I seen you
You're
kind of-
already coming out with Boxgate.
I-
First
she's
question.
She's starting strong.
because I've talked about this pretty much all weekend, trying to figure out what was happening there.
You and me both, sister.
Did you go into the box to masturbate? Was that what that was? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I was like nuts thinking
No,
that.
I felt like I was nuts shooting it. Okay, and this is what happened. I read it in the script. I brought it to the director and the showrunner, and I was like, I have a question. I was like, why is she in the box? You know, what am I doing? Because it wasn't scripted as masturbating. It's like deep breaths, heavy breathing becomes kind of ambiguous. And I was like, what's going on in the box?
Yeah.
Right? And she...
What kind of deep breaths?
Yeah, well, it started as that, and we actually shot some scenes inside the box, like where we took the walls off, and it was me in like a little ball. I have a photo of it, and I was kind of doing this like grounding. The whole point is that Rachel is very anxious, and it's kind of her like meditative way to ground herself when she's in a situation that makes her feel uncomfortable. But then I went to do ADR, and they were like, "We want you to masturbate in the box," and I was like, okay. And so that's what you hear, which is, so it kind of pivoted in post production.
I wasn't sure if I was just like being perverted because then it goes into like
Well, the way that they
sex
cut it with the
scene.
sex scene that
Right,
makes it
right,
look
right.
like I'm
Right.
masturbating in the box.
Yes,
And
because
we're calling it Boxgate?
yes,
Well, I
well,
called it Boxgate.
You called it
because
Boxgate.
because the box has been a real
Yeah,
question.
yeah,
Why
yeah.
do I get in the box once and never
To be
talk
honest,
about it again?
I have seen it all,
No.
and it's all in your, like, all over your comments.
Yeah,
It's all over everything.
I actually saw a really good letterbox comment where someone was like, Rachel's brat winter. Unlimited joints, getting in a box and never talking about it again, and Mama's boys.
Yep.
right, because she was like, I think I have to do the thing. And
The
I was
thing.
like, oh,
The
they
thing
have
that I
a
talk about
thing.
once and never mention again and never go
like,
back in the box.
their thing.
We shot way more Boxgate, but listen, they know what they're doing. I love our showrunner, Haley Z. Boston, and I vouch for her. I'm like, you want to put me in a box? Put me in a box.
Yes.
I believe you. I trust you.
And something sort of being ambiguous like that is the perfect setting for a horror show, right?
Right.
It's like there's a lot of things that are happening that you think it's one way and it's the other. Although I guess our minds went to the right place with that one.
Yeah, I mean, it does cut to a sex scene. So you're right. The box is a me moment that gets me ready.
Yeah. What's your like favorite thing about doing horror as a genre?
I think that all the like the tricks and like the fox in the pilot and all those the locations that look really eerie. The house is super eerie in real life too. It's a set, but it's just dark and it's confusing. And I don't know, I hate this in the moment, but shooting a lot of nights, obviously you do a lot of night shoots in horror, but I think that weird things happen at night. Like when you're on set at like 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning in the winter and it's snowy out and it's cold and you're in a forest, I think the energy kind of changes and gets a little spooky.
That's so true. And it's kind of like when you're doing horror, and I know this is kind of a kooky way to think about it, but it's like you're almost manifesting the whole place to be haunted. Like you're like, you're
bringing
real?
in the spirits.
Yeah, like you're like, you're making that kind of story. You're inviting some scary
But horror
things
is
to
hard.
happen.
Let me tell you, I had never done horror before, and props to the women who've done it in the past and done such iconic performances because, I'm like not method in the slightest, but I mean, you do have to believe what you're doing, right? And you have to believe it 15 takes in. And it's not, you also have to think about like how to not be cringe, right? You can't like see something go every 2 seconds, like for 8 episodes, right? Because that's incredibly uninteresting to watch. So it is like you have to start digging into your brain and wondering, like, what are the things that would like genuinely make me feel like I was going to be killed or that I was going to die? And then you have to like go there and then at least stay there while you're shooting it and on the day. So it does kind of add up. And when I have a photo of me wailing on wrap day, and it wasn't because I was sad to be wrapped. I was just purging this like experience that this character had gone through. And she basically starts at level 10 and ends at level 10 in terms of her paranoia and her anxiety.
Right. You really did such an incredible job because watching it, it's very close up on you the entire time. Like you are really zoned in on your facial expressions for a majority of the show. So to be able to carry a show like that and have us, the audience, with you the entire time, you did such an incredible job. And really the twist of the whole thing, you really think that the family is whacked out from the moment you meet them. And they are wacky, but not in the way that you suspect.
Mine.
Yes. Yours are actually the wackiest.
Yeah, I'm the problem. I'm fully the problem.
Yes. How was working with the rest of the cast? Because they were so good too.
Do you guys know Adam DeMarco?
We've never met him, but he's so good.
But we love him.
White Lotus,
we love
obviously.
him. Overcompensating.
Yes.
Now he's in
Overcompensating,
Undertone.
huge.
Shout out Undertone, that new horror movie that's like terrifying, the A24 film. It's like apparently the scariest
film. We
film.
just watched was Overcompensating, which we love.
So
was it great?
Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah, he's great. So Adam's the best. We became like besties. He's like my girl. Like he's like he's like in the girl chats at the girls' dinner. We send memes every day. We have an ick list together. Like Adam is one of the girlies. He's great. And then everyone, I mean, Ted Levine, Buffalo Bill, he's an icon.
I definitely thought Adam's part, I was like, he's going to be evil. He's going to like kill her.
No, he's just a man. He's just like, he's just kind of like a little bitch.
Yeah, and I love the ending when he's sort of, trembling. You're just
I
like,
can't
where's
with
my
him.
lighter? You're like,
I got the worst ick. When I saw Adam in a little ball in the finale holding onto that bear, I was just like, oh, I hate you. Like, I genuinely hate you.
It was so
I saw you
good.
saying that to him in an interview. He's like, I'm like, he's
He's like, I'm a guy. He's like, I'm just trying to be a guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's the problem.
Yeah, you're like, you'll
because
never
he's
come
just
back from that.
He's just like helpless at the end. It's like he doesn't even know where the lighter is. It's just like, you're useless.
Right, and you've been useless this entire
And I just
time.
bled to death and came back, and you're just looking at me like, oh, like, no. He's done. But justice for Nikki, because people are very upset with Nikki. Because what he did.
Yeah, we've been watching, the interviews you guys have done together, and you guys were talking about like your perfect wedding, ideal wedding.
Yeah.
And he threw out breakfast for dinner, which was so absurd
He's a weird
to me.
guy,
Like, that's a crazy take.
It was, but then he explained it to me, and he was like, don't you want to eat like French toast at midnight and pancakes? And I was like,
After party food.
But what I said was like, what do you want, omelets at 9 p.m.? Like, what are you trying to serve?
Everyone's having nice eggs Benedict and for dinner.
I have an egg ick, so I'm not participating.
There you go. So no eggs.
I'm not participating.
I love what you said, though, where you were like, people are not leaving my wedding saying that the food was bad. Like
No, because
they're saying that they ate a lot of food.
people spend too much money on weddings. Like you should be having an incredible meal.
Yes.
You shouldn't be having nasty finger food. But I want people to dance at my wedding. So do what you gotta do.
Yes.
Do what you gotta do to stay up because I want to be up till midnight.
Yeah,
until 5 a.m.
That was
sunrise.
the vibe at both of our weddings. It was like, we want everyone dancing. We want good food.
Yeah, because I don't want to see someone be like, I love you, I'm going to bed at 10 o'clock on my wedding night. It's like, no, you go wherever I go.
I also said nobody say goodbye to me.
yeah,
You know what I
wish
mean?
I
Like,
did.
I'm going to be
That's a good rule.
Well, I'm going to be dancing, like, bye.
Yeah.
You know?
And
I won't be offended if
because
you
I have
don't
a problem.
say bye.
If I have like one drink, I'll be like, you're not leaving. You have to stay. It's my wedding. Then I'm like, I
yes.
make it all about
And
me.
thank God, because you like at a certain point for you two, like, and we both did at our own weddings. It was like we looked at our husbands. We were like, it's time to go, and then you just
what
sort of
time is
slink
that
out.
at?
Like 1 a.m.
1, 2.
Oh, I'm
like,
trying to have like a
yeah.
7 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I'm
no,
trying
see,
to go to the sunrise.
You think
I love that.
Love the idea.
You got to be in the right location. Like
Right.
you got to be on cliffside. Like maybe there's a skinny dip situation happening. Like
yeah.
sunrise.
You got to keep the people
like
going.
It was quite literally impossible. Where
But I think
whole
you also,
place shuts
I think
down.
people are starting too early.
yeah, weddings do start really early.
Too early. I don't
do
want to
start
be in
really
broad
early.
daylight sweating like that
Yeah.
with the pores
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
makeup.
Yeah.
It's not
No,
good.
it's
You're right.
true.
You start
It's
a little
true.
later,
Start a little
and
later,
end
go a little
later.
later.
Yeah.
Good
I
things
love
happen
her
Maybe
at
a New
night.
Year's Eve wedding for you.
I think it's selfish.
Oh, really? Okay, let's break
Did
that up.
you guys?
It's a good. No, it's a
It's
good.
a hot take.
It's a hot take.
I agree with that on literally any other holiday. I kind of want to go to a New Year's Eve.
yeah,
wedding.
what if it's in a shitty location?
No, that's true.
Then you're
that's
like,
true.
I
That
just
has to
ruined
be
my
bad.
New
Yeah,
Years.
yeah.
I could have been
That's
on a
true.
beach in
Yeah.
Mexico,
Yeah.
and I'm.
Selfishly, I'm just trying to get one of my friends to do like a massive Manhattan New Year's Eve.
That's really fun.
Like, I think that would be amazing. Black tie.
But what if
whole
they're
thing.
making you travel to a place where you're like,
No, then that's fair.
you just
Then you say I
because
can't
we
go.
really only get one Christmas New Year
yeah,
a year,
Right, and then you say
or work's really off, and someone takes that from you.
Yeah.
Listen.
If it's a good location, I'll be there. If not, oh my God, I spend New Year's Eve with my family every,
Every
year. I
year.
won't be able
Yeah.
to go.
Every year.
I can't
By the
do
way,
that.
I actually haven't been invited to one, so maybe I'm salty about it.
There you go.
But
It's like having
for
set
me.
plans. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? If it's in a really cool
Yes.
place. It depends on the situation.
wait, what do you mean?
Like on New Year's Eve, like, you know how it's like a lot of pressure about what the
Yeah,
plans
have you
are
ever
gonna
had
be?
a fun New Year's Eve?
Not many.
Like,
Not really.
I can
They're
count
all-
on.
they're always, that was fine.
Yeah. It was
You know,
fine.
That
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
fine.
It was fine. I actually watched Annie Hall this year and ordered a bunch of food in my apartment, and I was in bed by like 11:59, and it was really maybe one of my best New Year's.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
We
We-
brought some friends. We do the same thing I keep it like within my family, which is always nice. We brought some friends this year. We go to the same restaurant.
Great.
And they were like, "We get it now. You go to this restaurant.
Yeah.
You eat till you like want to roll out of here."
Yeah.
And then we celebrate midnight like in the restaurant. There's
That's
a big toast, and then we leave.
Then
and
we leave.
go home.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's it.
Every year.
And you can't do that if you're at a wedding. You gotta
No,
stay.
They've stripped you from
That
your only
is-
holiday of the
Yeah,
year.
you know,
exactly.
that is so true. I love the wedding, like all the wedding dresses, like the dress that you were in.
Oh yeah.
Like was really, I thought was very pretty.
Yeah,
Like, you know.
well, we had a fun time designing it. I was like, I want it to be a little sexier here.
Yeah.
You kind of envision, she starts off with her mother-in-law's dress, and it's, kind of a more Victorian,
Yes.
conservative, covered up look, and then Rachel makes it a bit of her own. But also, Rachel's not ever the kind of woman who would even be having a wedding, really, if it weren't for Nikki. So all of this is like slightly against her will. But we had a fun time, and obviously we're very inspired by Carrie and that iconic image at the end in the finale. I think people will dress up as Rachel in episode 8.
I can
for
totally
Halloween.
see it because it's
Totally.
perfect. What's the blood situation?
So
Fake
much blood, so much
What is it made of? Can you tell us? Is that an
Don't know.
industry
Yeah.
secret?
Don't want to know.
Yeah,
I know
that's-
that we had
that's
to.
probably something you
We
don't
had to
ask.
source the blood from somewhere else, so it came out of state. I think.
Perfect.
We had blood gags in my nose and around my eyes and in my ears, and then all the mouth stuff was just like
Yeah.
a squirt bottle right before you roll, and you just start
like,
doing
kinda
all that.
smell?
It doesn't smell great, and actually the worst part about it is that when I go into the atrium with the snow, all of that's like fake powder snow. So you go like this when I'm laying on the floor, and it's just like basically inhaling like powdered vitamins.
And then it's
sticking
to the
your
blood.
And the blood's like tacky. It's kind of like honey.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
It's like a little thinner than honey, so everything gets stuck. I mean, your hair, it takes like days to... Once we like decided that, once they were scheduling it, they just gave the last like 3 or 4 days to just wreck costumes, wreck hair and makeup, wreck the house, blood on the walls, because you can never clean that up. I mean, it's done.
How many takes do you do in a shot like that, right? Because if you're working with that, you kind of have to get it right.
You have to get it right. We did a lot of oneers in episode 7 and episode 8. And I think we did like 23 takes on one of them. I know that the shot we used was number 23, so maybe we did 23 or maybe a couple more. It's a lot of takes.
And a lot of pressure.
Because the thing is, you performance-wise can have a good take, but then like the camera didn't move at the right time, so they didn't catch it. And then... you know, you got to start over. Or someone in the background was not on their mark, and then you got to start over.
The damn crew.
The damn crew.
You know, and horrors, like, to me, I get when there's so many other genres that are like, I can understand shooting out of order. Or just shoot days, you know, you're filming a rom-com, you're filming like you guys falling in love before the beginning scenes and
Which,
blah,
by the
blah,
way,
blah.
they never do.
They never do.
They never do.
But like with horror, to me, I'm like, to have to jump around feels even harder.
Oh, I was in episode 8 having to go to the other stage and shoot a pickup from episode 1. So they would like bloodify me in the morning, clean me up in the afternoon in the trailers. I'd have to go and do a pickup shot of me like smoking a joint from episode 1 that we didn't get, and then go back into the blood in the afternoon. And so and we were all on stages in Canada, so we would just go from one stage to the next and just pick up episode 3. You owe a shot, because in the last week of filming, it's like all hell breaks loose, and you just got to get anything you can get on camera.
It's so interesting, you know, as people who have not...
That's movie magic.
It's movie magic, and I think that a lot of people
Movie magic.
listening don't realize a lot of times that things are not shot in order.
They're never in order, and I wish they were. At least you would know. You have to go jumping back and being like, what does my character know? Did this thing happen to me yet? And I'm like scrambling with my script a minute before we roll.
Right, well, that's why the best actors you would never notice. Like, I think there's sometimes we watch things and we're like, this was probably shot out of order because he was really good in the episode before, and now he's not so good in this episode.
He had some time. He had
Well,
some
like,
time.
He got better.
I was so disoriented by 8, and I had to like remember like, oh, I just got my toe amputated. Like I'm not able to walk on that foot. But you're thinking about the blood and a million other things. And you just have to remember, I'm missing a toe.
The toe, all for nothing. But like
all for nothing. But you know, she believed, she tried her best.
do you think it grew back when she came back?
I don't know if toes do that.
Yeah.
Oh, because she's a witness
Because
in
she's-
Supernatural. TBD.
You know what I mean?
right.
Because
Let's
there's
see.
a possibility
It's
now.
not like a lizard, like when you're
The
kinda
tail
grows
comes back.
back.
Like,
I don't know if that's a witness ability.
It's also not a thing where they like come back,
but
we come
not
back
no.
to life.
Not no.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Not no.
We've been a big fan of you for a long time. I remember like years ago when like you and Hailey Bieber would post pictures together being like
Twins.
literally like we look so alike.
Yeah.
That was such a fun era, I feel like, of
It's
social
still
media.
real. It's still an era. I'm going to see her this weekend at Coachella. I'm going out to
Coachella.
support
Biebercella.
the
Biebercella.
Biebs.
Yes.
I'm really excited. And yeah, we love HB.
Do you look back on those times of social media and be like, wow.
We had fun.
Yes.
We had fun. We were living in New York. We were both down in Soho. We lived like a couple doors down from each other. And, you know, she wasn't married with a baby yet. And I wasn't off shooting on location. So I miss those days. It was like all those 2016 throwbacks.
Yeah,
And we're
Snapchat, the
all
whole
of
thing.
it.
Did
One
you love
Oak.
your? Did you love your?
yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, the club. Did you love your New York days as a California girl?
I live here. I live here
Yes.
now, but then I came out when I was 17 to model. I got signed by an agency, and I left LA and I came by myself. That was when Hailey was living down the street, and so we had our little faux family because I didn't have anyone out here, and I hated the city at first. I was just so overwhelmed. Everything is difficult. Getting groceries is difficult. You're freezing all day. You're hot on the train. You're cold on the street. And I just like, I'm never gonna live here again. And I left, and then I circled back like 7-8 years later, and I was like, it's my home.
Oh my God, so now you're back here now.
Oh, I'm back.
Yeah. And,
Like-
and you're like, this is it.
No, I mean, this is it.
Yeah.
I have a locksmith now. Like, this is it.
Amazing.
I called my
Welcome.
first locksmith this morning, and I'm going to go home and fix it now.
See, look, this is why we knew, and we knew when you came in already, but we were like, she's going to be our type of girl because there's people we love, and everyone gets, our listeners are always like, you guys always ask, are you New York or LA? Like, we always ask,
New York
but we
till
always
I-
ask.
till I die.
Because we need to know.
But
and
you know
now we
what?
know.
I went back to Cali and I was like, I love you. You know, I
Yes.
did 25 years. I'm born there. I love you. All my peeps are there. My high school's there. My family's there. But you can't get me out in New York.
Yeah.
It's like fun. We like going for like 3 days, and we're like, okay,
Well,
that was
because
good.
sometimes you're like, ooh, it is nice to be happy and to see sun. Like that is
100%.
always,
Oh, of
it was quite
course.
shocking
But
to see sun in April.
it builds character.
Oh,
being in
I
New York,
mean,
you know what
I'm
I mean?
fighting for my life every day. on these things.
This winter was tough.
I wasn't even here and it was
I
tough.
know. I put a beanie on this morning. I saw it was 40
You know
degrees.
what?
I went,
I
what the
saw
heck?
that. I thought, the beanie.
I
huh?
walk
By the
to
way,
work.
it is
I walk
not,
to work. My ears get
it is
sensitive.
not warm in April in New York.
No, it's not.
Honestly, April's a winter month.
Last
It's
year it was
still-
warm here in April.
Yeah,
I
but
will say,
not
though,
anymore.
but
I
not
honestly
this
think
year.
we have to start saying May.
Yeah.
Spring is like May for us.
Yeah.
It's
No,
cold out there.
It is.
I was in a little skimpy dress when I arrived. I said,
Yeah, no, exactly.
You had to throw your
Had
beanie
to
on
do
like
full-
Fran.
Yeah, I was, like I said, I was cold this morning. Okay, so when you get to New York and you start doing like acting,
Yeah.
acting projects, what was your first role that you felt, I can do this as my job for forever?
well,
Hopefully.
I don't know if I feel that even
Yeah.
now. No, I think the first day that I was ever on set, I mean, both my mom and dad were actors, so I grew up in LA. I grew up in Hollywood. I grew up going to auditions and watching them go to do commercials. They mainly did commercials and kind of day players on soaps, and my mom got a day player role in Modern Family. That was really fun. And I got to go to set with them a bunch. And I don't know, the first time I ever I went on a set, I was like, I saw the movie trailers and sets and how many crew are there and how they're all working as this like unit, and I was like, I want to be an actor. I mean, I'm so hammy. The second I got in front of a camera, I was like, spirit fingers. I was like, you know, I'm like that annoying only child that just loves to perform. So I've had the bug for a long
Yeah.
time, and now I don't even have another like even a semi-developed skill set. So I don't have a backup plan.
This is it.
It's
Right,
got to
this
be
is
this or.
Yes. I mean, look, you are, yeah, well.
I'm thinking about.
None of us, we're all saying different things.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
all
yeah.
know
We all
what
know.
it means.
We all know what we're
know.
talking about here.
it all comes back
Fill in
around
the
to
blank.
the same,
Yeah.
to the same stuff. But do you know you were Emmy nominated for Daisy Jones? What was that feeling
So
like
good.
for you? Because my God, were we obsessed?
So good.
That show, you know what? People love that show so much. and
much.
it's funny because I had signed on for multiple seasons at the time. And then I think that they felt it was better as a limited, but I think we all have a lot of love for the show and would come back for a season 2. But maybe it's one of those things. I mean, I just did Night Manager season
Yes.
2, and that came back 10 years
later.
after. Yeah. So maybe there's a world in which we reunite at some point
Yeah.
for Daisy.
You just gave us a little hope, and I
Something
don't know
to
if-
live for.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
realize what you just did to us.
What
that
I
now
just
Just to
did
kind of like, you know, that we were, they.
Well, there's all those years
Remember
in
there was,
between
like,
the young.
Maybe they're going to go on tour, and we were
Well,
like,
that
oh
was
my.
a real thing. They were
I-
going to do like a couple New York shows, a couple LA shows, a couple
and
big
then they
cities.
ripped my heart out because I think that was like in my Spotify top at
Yep.
the end of the year was the album.
Wait.
Like I.
You know when I watched so late? Like
Yes.
I actually watched.
She's like, wait, the show's great.
No,
You're
no.
like, it's been
She
around
watched,
for a
I
long
watched
time.
it like
So
this
late.
past
She's
year.
like, I saw it a week ago.
She was
Yeah,
like, wow,
I
this show.
watched it this weekend.
She was like, this show is really, really good.
You're like,
I watched
yeah.
I was
this
like, yeah,
past year,
I
I
know.
was obsessed.
You know why
But
I
there's that
was
whole
dying
big-
over it for like I was listening nonstop.
Yeah, I know. People still are listening to it.
Yes.
There was that whole period, you know, it's like they stopped seeing us kind of at like 25 and then we jumped till 50. So I don't know, maybe there's a little pocket in there.
You know, that one can only hope. That would be amazing. I would love to see any more of it.
They were a
'Cause you
good
guys all had-
band too, because I got to see them,
Yes.
you know, when we went to Soldier Field Stadium and all that, I got to see them really performing. And they were all singing live and everything. And they worked for a year in band camp to be able to perform and
Right.
play real instruments.
Which is
so.
why I feel like it would have been so gratifying even for them to do those like
Well, you
10
know what
shows. It's like
happened?
I put all this work in to play this.
I think they were, but it was the pandemic and it was
Yeah.
COVID still. And then they also went all off to do their own jobs. I mean,
Yeah.
one lives in Brazil, a
Yeah.
couple of them are in England, and just
It's
getting
hard
them
to get
together.
everybody together.
Riley's got babies. It's just
Yeah.
like everyone just, once you let us go,
Yeah.
it's hard to rein us
That
back
is
in.
true, and we have that unfortunately with so many shows that I feel like we love that we want another season. They're like everyone's booked and busy. That's unfortunate, but we sadly have to wrap up. I'm very upset.
Well, you live
about
in
it.
New York, so we're gonna make you
come
come
back.
back.
Come back
because we
because
need to give you
we
a
need more
lesson in
time.
reality TV.
Yeah,
Let's talk.
we have to talk about reality TV, and I want to talk about The Age of Innocence too. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't wait
Oh,
to see what you guys do with that.
exciting.
You
So,
guys, it's great.
yes. So we're obsessed. We're so happy you came in.
Yes.
I'm so happy.
If
And
you
now we
haven't,
already live here, so it's
yes.
just like.
And you know what? If you haven't watched,
What are you doing?
sorry, we maybe spoiled a bunch for
I
you,
mean,
but not too much. Not too much.
I lose a toe. Big
yeah,
deal.
you lose a toe. There's a
Whatever.
box situation.
There's
really,
some
that's not
blood.
that much. Yeah.
Make what you want
Exactly.
of it, all right?
Something very bad is going to happen. Is streaming on Netflix now, so make sure you're watching it. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much, Cammy.
Yeah,
Since
yeah.
we're friends now.
Cammy, that's good. That was
Morrone.
really good. I like that. Thank you.
Camila Morrone, gracias.
Camila Rebecca Morrone.
There you go.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Minneapolis, we will see you this Thursday night. We cannot wait with Trent. So we will have a full week of episodes, though. We'll have an episode on Wednesday and Friday this week. So everybody, enjoy your day, and we'll talk to you on Wednesday.
Yeah, Chicks in the Office, long-time listener, first-time caller.
Look at the charts, who does it the best? Two chicks getting paid in reality checks. You can find them at the gym.